What is up, guys? This is DakotaJPayne back with another video. Today going through another weekly trading review of the week 2022 August 8th through the 12th. Just going to go through and review my performance, see if there's anything that I can take out of this week and do better the following week and moving forward, right? So let's go ahead and dig into this. So again, it's August 2022, 8th through the 12th. I graded this week a B plus for me. That's interesting. I just had a question. Like I could summarize a bit up here about why I'm grading it a B plus, but I essentially have a sheet, a grid laid out, grading scale, I'd say, that I just add up the stats and I end up with the grade that I have for that. But yeah, I can edit that. But let's go ahead and get into this. So I took 4 trades. I got 4 winners. Ended up with a 6R multiple. And 2.66% gain. So it's definitely a outsized winner over the last couple weeks that I've had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, looking good to skew to the positive side of things, at least more recently. It's been kind of minute. Nothing really outsized, and a lot of that, well, not a lot of that, I know, especially one of these weeks should not have been as low as they were. Could have been way better, but I just wasn't willing to hold the position, which should be in one of the videos. But let's get into the first position, dollar CAD. Dollar CAD, August 8th. Actually, I'm planning on playbooking this trade. That's why I got the hashtag here. So I decided to run out a template or make a template for my trading reviews instead of just going straight paragraphs and just saying I'm gonna just type everything that I'm thinking about this right here. Decided to ask myself specific questions, and like I said, like everything here is evolving. Like some of the weekly trading reviews I've already done, I've already gone back and edited some things or added some things because I noticed, oh, I didn't notice that before. I can add this here now, and this is in like an evolving note space that I have. It's not static. It's not like I just do it and I'm done with it forever. I repeatedly go back to certain things to see, oh, this is how I could have done it better. And now taking into this new account some information that I found out in August, I could have done this better in May, right? So it's nice. It's fun. It has me thinking all the time about it. But why did I take this trade? The trade was a descending channel play, which I talk about a lot on this channel. On the top of a grade 3 daily level, 1.2819. Price broke below liquidity pool at bottom of channel before break of channel, signifying traders trapped sellers. Right? How to execute this trade, which I actually started doing execution screenshots, just noting down the moments where I was making the executions. Right? And just the second entry on the idea, because I also placed the entry on here before. This is the previous week, but that ended up closing out, if I remember correctly. Yeah, previous week. Yeah, that ended up closing out, and I saw another opportunity to enter. I'm thinking I'm wrong on that because I remember that just being like immediately the following day, if not the same day that I re-entered this position, and it may just not be noted here. I'm gonna go ahead and pause. Can't pause the recording. Okay, so I'm just gonna look at my journal then. Come here. This is on the 8th. Yeah, okay, I guess, well, that's close. Okay, yeah, that's close. I have exit date. Okay, that's what was confusing me. I shifted this to exit date instead of the trade date because the exit date instead of the entry date because like some trades I'm holding for multiple weeks and just want to note down what day I exited to delineate, distinguish between the trades. How could I have done better on this trade? This is far simpler than what I've previously been doing. I could have closed after the exhaustive shooting star. Body is a little too big, right beneath the body was a little too big for me to call it a shooting star in the moment. I was like, Yeah, it has the qualities of a shooting star, but the body's kind of too big for this scenario. I recognize that there's exhaustion, but maybe we get a retest and a failure, double top. So I was really just hoping for another test of that area and looking for the prime target for the sub to actually be hit. Even though price gave me a legitimate signal saying, hey, sellers have come into the market and pushing down, which I'll show you guys that in a second. Right beneath the target level, since channel play is an aggressively moving trade, major exhaustion may be a reason to sell. Let's go ahead, do that. Okay, major exhaustion may be a reason to sell, right? So this is the overall setup. I recognize this channel on the weekly time frame, and overall I'm really looking for price to move to the downside. Now, to revisit the bottom of the channel, that's the original idea. The thing that drew me to, really probably the only thing that really drew me to start to look for the buy was the descending channel that I identified on the lower time frame. So let's go to this one. So that's here. So that big bullish candle is like this area here, like where you see this strong aggressive bullish candle here. That's pretty much the start of that. Alright. So I noticed this on the daily time frame, this descending channel, and I was looking for a break above here and my entry signal to come afterwards, and looking for my target to be at the top of this bearish candle here, which I signified as I labeled as the top of my descending channel, which is my target in these situations. So going down to the actual hourly time frame, this is how the trade actually mapped out, and this is where I exited at this stop point here. So how I essentially broke it down, I took my entry like I was supposed to. The original entry was, I believe, here. Price went up and then came, and I was able to move my stop, and then price just took me out at my stop, and I was able to get a new entry. It's actually right here. This was my entry. This is my original entry. Price came up and then came back down, hit my stop after I moved my stop up. And then there was another area where I was able to get a buying opportunity here, so I took it. So the thing here that I'm talking about shifting is after this major exhaustion, right? Something for the channel plays. Like while I was saying this, I went back through all my channels, and like I've said before, they don't give a lot of retracements. They don't give me opportunities to add, at least the adding in the way that I add currently, right? What I've begun to notice, believe, or accept about my current strategy is that I'm really just sitting in the pocket, taking little punches before I get my big find a big runner, right? Waiting for my big runner, where I'm adding to positions, and my edge really lies in my adding, because I'm just putting more size on when I'm right, and that allows me to outsize my losers substantially, like way more. That combined with, let me not get too much information away. When I apply it, I'll start talking about it. But that combined with something else that I'm working on will greatly improve. Let's just say improve my trading. But for this particular trade, there's exhaustion right below the target level. With that major exhaustion, that should be a reason enough for me to close, especially with how aggressive this is. And I literally considered closing in the situation, but I said to myself, no, just hold, wait to see it close above the level. Now, the reason I didn't move my stop below this candle is because there's a nice zone below this hourly level, 128.91. Basically, the zone that I'm identifying here is from that high to this high, right? So that range I'm looking for price to possibly react to at any point. So I want to give price a little bit more room and make sure my stop was outside of that range I identified. Ultimately, price just came back down, took me out. But since I'm looking for very aggressive movement on these channel plays, if I get any major signal of sellers overcoming buyers as much as this, I need to get out of that position, right? There's not a lot of opportunities for me to add. If there's a signal telling me, hey, we're getting looking for a reversal, I need to get out of there as quickly as possible. So that's something major that I learned this time around. Trade I did that I want to actually gather more detail on, to be honest. So the next pair is dollar yen. I also want to playbook this trade. This one was really, really nice. Again, notice I'm getting a little bit too ambitious. Like I gave back a profit on this trade. But let's go ahead and read it, and you guys see in a second. So why did I take this trade? UJ had been in a very aggressive uptrend since March 2022, coming down to form its largest retracement since March. Price was scaling down a grade 3 daily level, 131.34. I set a limit at lower high pre-breakout, and was looking for price to scale up to weekly level 139.38, which I believe it has. Like, I've actually been out of town, so I haven't been strict my routine. Well, it's only been a day that I really haven't, because it was the weekend. I still did my reviews and everything, so I guess not. But I guess I haven't been looking at the charts like as often, because I do look at the charts on the weekend, and I do test and do some extra stuff. But I just didn't do this weekend, and I'm pretty sure dollar yen made a significant push up for this idea. Yes, it did exactly what I was looking for it to do. All right, so this is the ultimate trade here, and the target that I'm looking at here on the weekly is this weekly level here. Looking for price to actually test that level eventually. So next coming week could be looking for a buying opportunity to see price get up to that point. How to execute this trade? Let's bring this up. Let me activate it. Adjust stop under thrust candle. Just talking about my thrust candle movements. Something of major note here. I initially moved my stop here after price broke this high, but then I moved it back. The reason I moved it back is because price broke above this high. If price, I ran through this the scenario. Okay, if price came back down here, would I be willing to stop out here? And for me, that was a no. I actually have notes on it, so I can say exactly what I was thinking there. What date was that? That was like the 3rd. UJ reached original plan target today. Positions are still open. I was able to reduce risk on both positions. Total open risk based on SL here plus 1R. I will look to adjust my stop again if price moves above 34. I will look. That's my plan. The only hard target I have set at the moment. Okay, yeah, plan. Price closed bullish on the day. I'm looking for high. Can it be taken off? There we go. While logging in my journal, I realized I could move my stop under 132.699. The last thrust candle of H1 level 132.75. Second H1 screenshot. It would be a good idea to consider daily ATR range when considering SL adjustments. All right, so I believe at this time the daily ATR, it was well within the range of the daily ATR, and I was like, okay, let me give him a little bit more room. It would be more, price would have a better chance if it was outside of that range of the ATR. I believe was my thinking at the time. And we can go ahead and hit this. Oh yeah, I can't do that. I have to, yeah, I'm gonna have to renew that. I'll do that right as soon as I finish this. Okay, why did I take this trade? Price closed below daily level 1.045. Higher time frame downtrend. The higher time frame has a higher time frame downtrend. I could just say higher time frame downtrend. And I'd also like to include like how long that is. One thing. That one ended up with both those positions. My fault. I had to come back because like I didn't explain this as best as I could. I kind of stopped here. So my original target was just this low here, and as price scaled up, I started to scale up aggressively. I was able to move my stop and able to get out of position here. And at that point, I said, okay, price can push up a little bit more to the next daily level instead of just targeting this minor hourly level. I'm gonna target the next daily level. Oh, and then after that setup, price just went straight through targets. I got a little bit more confident. Okay, if we're gonna shoot up like this, we got this possible inverted head and shoulders here. Maybe I could see price actually play out to my weekly level. Maybe I should start extending my target so I can actually squeeze out some of those profits for that weekly target that I originally identified on this idea, instead of being conservative with the trade idea, right? Huh. Now, so I move my target like right here. Believe at this high or this high. Not, yeah, it's this high. Yeah, okay. So I move my target around these highs here, and looking for price to just peak its head above the daily level 135.56. It didn't do that. We got a rejection here, and I actually identified this is why I like drew the zone on this day. Making reference to my JCP setup, noting that for lack of a better term, a double top, basically a second failure of a previous high made. Majority of the time at a significant level before a correction forms, or what I deem as a correction, usually entails a selling opportunity, right? And I'm actually looking to turn this actually into a fade trade for the basic impulse correction. If you remember my beginner videos, or when I first started uploading, my first mentor taught me this strategy that I still use to this day. I found it really helpful, really simple. Impulse corrective movement to the downside and look for price continue in the same direction as the impulse. But in this scenario, I've noticed it fails. All right, so I could take sales in that situation. Still have to test and figure out where I'm going to be doing that. But I noticed that, but I didn't take any action on that. All I did was move a stop up here. And I said, okay, if price comes down here, I just give up a little bit to profit. And that's it. And that's how I got stopped out. One thing to know, I was originally looking to add right here, but being just below that daily level, I was like, I decided to not, because I'd rather be above that daily level before looking to add to this position. If I add it after price rejected that, I like just put all my, because I would be putting all my risk back on. That would not, that loss wouldn't sit right with me because I didn't wait for a clear, solid signal. That daily level is a major barrier for buyers to get past, and wouldn't consider the market to be extremely bullish until it actually did do that. But overall, the major idea is a JCP off of essentially a daily time frame. You can also see on the hourly, but keeping it simplistic, daily time frame, look for last high pre-break here, and got that week below that level in a failure of that daily level, and look for price to continue up. All right, all the way to that weekly level. Let's go to the next one. I need some water. Alright, let's continue. Okay, next trade, Euro AUD. Why did I take this trade? Price closed below daily level 1.045. Higher time frame downtrend. Include the length of the trend. Cool, we already went through that. How did I execute this trade? Price, I placed the overnight limit with stop below H1 level. This was incentivized because it was out of range of daily ATR. Taking notes from previous dollar yen trade, I started to consider that on other trades I took throughout the week and actually moving forward. Adjust the stop again after price closed below ideal low. Close trade after price closed with less than a 0.20 R. How could I have done better on this trade? Trade was executed perfectly in accordance with my rules. Something that could improve this trade includes some things that could improve this trade include holding the position since there's no rejection, market structure action. It's a weird way to wording that. Holding the position since there's no market reaction, since there's no market rejection, right? Since there's no exhaustion near level. After my ideal reaction comes in off of a limit, that is an opportunity to increase the position size. After my ideal reaction comes in off of a limit, ideal. Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is a very, very basic trade. Again, ideas. This is an idea that I learned from Trader Dante. If you want to, go ahead and check out his course. Just price close below this daily level. Got a retest of a certain area with a limit placement on there. And what I'm looking for is price to come aggressively into that area and give me rejection to show exhaustion. After exhaustion, that's my prime signal to say, hey, this is the trade I want to be in, essentially, right? And that's entry. Let's focus on stop. The reason I thought it was important to note the ATR, my stop, just basing off this daily level, would be above this candle here, right? Which it would not be stopped out, but I want to give my trades plenty of room to breathe. And again, focusing on zones, this entire area is pretty much right above that zone and right where sellers really need to protect. They've kind of protected it here in this area, but it's more of a minor level. Keeping this entire zone, this entire area, as if it's a part of this daily strong level, is what I eye for. It gives me a reduced R, but it keeps me from having more losing trades than what I should have, than what I would have if I just kept it as tight as possible. So yeah, and the reason I was comfortable with setting it below this hourly level, even though there was no test above the hourly level, is because it's above the daily ATR. Boom. And it was just real quick, simple, easy, just a few stop movements, nothing too major there. And that is the week. Again, closed with 6R, 2.66% gain. Great week, B+ week. Can do a bit better. I'm still dealing with efficiency problems. I believe I had about a 75% efficiency for this. And let's just go ahead and make sure that's correct. I want to go to analytics. No, let's just go to monthly reports. Cool. No. Okay, that's wrong. Okay, cool. I had an 83% efficiency this week, which is really nice. I'm thinking of a different week. Okay, not too bad. But yeah, a few mistakes. Some things I could do better, especially on dollar CAD, the channel play. The more reps I get on that, the better. Looking how I can execute on that the best. Seeing that I'm really only going to have one clip, instead of looking to add on that opportunity, it may be, especially like the testing on it. It's great. Really great stats on this, on the pairs that I've collected on it so far. Really great. I'm definitely comfortable with like risking more on that type of trade idea. So I may just do that, since I'm not going to be able to get it out of position like I do here on dollar yen. So that may be the shift I make there. In the next sample size, I'm actually not going to be trading the week of the 22nd, August 22nd. And I'm just going to focus on reviewing my sample sizes, comparing them together, and seeing what I can do moving forward. If this channel like we're honestly, I know the channel play is good, but have it concrete. And I'm gonna have it concrete and written down, saying, "Hey, okay, I can go ahead and risk this amount for these reasons." Right. So that's gonna be a major shift for the next sample size, and also implementing the JCP adjustment, like the not taking trades if they have that double top on the JCP setups. I'm not going to be taking the sell on the JCP setup yet. I still have to test that. I have to test that. I haven't touched testing on that at all. Just noticing it, noting it down. Hey, it happened here. It happened on this date. That type of thing. But that's pretty much it. Looking forward to going through that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and comment in the comment sections. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit the like button, and I will see you in the next one.